Michael Burry World War III warning. Michael Burry, the man who famously predicted the subprime mortgage crisis, says he has done the math, and a global financial meltdown that will lead to World War III is on the horizon, and we're marching towards it at an ever-increasing pace. Today we're going to talk all about Michael Burry's World War III warning, so watch the video till the end, because today's video is going to be the bomb. Welcome to Michael Burry Secrets, your daily dose of Michael Burry. If you're interested in everything around Burry, this is the place for you. Subscribe if you want to stay updated with all the Michael Burry secrets, predictions, and stay one step ahead in the financial world. Watch the video till the end and make sure to hit the like button if you want to be a millionaire within the next 3 years. Don't forget to enable all notifications to join our weekly cash giveaway pinned in the comments. Now let's get to our topic. As NewYorkMag.com reports, Burry answered questions by email, his preferred method of communication, as viewers of the film will attest. The real-life head of Scion Asset Management spoke about the state of the financial system and his ominous predictions for the future. "I didn't go out looking for this," he said. "I just did the math. Every bit of my logic is telling me the global financial system is going to collapse. It's not a question of if, but when. It's rotten to the core." Just as most of the so-called smartest men in the room ignored his predictions last time, every status quo maintaining, asset gathering, commission taking opportunist will be quick to shrug off his warnings this time too. Burry is arguing that anyone who studies the financial markets honestly and without prejudice will recognize the same flaws and arrive at the same conclusion as him. He is angry with international regulators for refusing to listen to warnings from outside a small elite cabal of advisors. It's almost as if they're looking out for themselves, paying the consequences. "I feel like I'm watching a plane crash. I have this dream again and again. I know what's happening, but there's nothing I or anyone else can do to stop it." Famously portrayed in 2015's film The Big Short, Burry suffered an investor revolt before his subprime mortgage housing crisis prediction came true. He was considered crazy, mentally ill, and dangerous. He was ostracized. When he was proven right, the justification involved a $100 million profit for himself and a further $700 million for shareholders. Michael Burry expects the post-pandemic economic recovery and another round of stimulus to drive up prices, and doesn't see Bitcoin or gold as guaranteed haven for investors. "Prepare for #inflation, the investor said in a now-deleted tweet on Thursday night. "Reopening and stimulus on the way. Pre-COVID, it took $3 debt to create $1 GDP, and it's worse now. In an inflationary crisis, governments will move to squash competitors in the currency arena. BTC #gold. Burry shot to fame after his billion-dollar bet against the U.S. housing bubble was chronicled in the book and movie The Big Short. He also helped lay the groundwork for GameStop's stock to skyrocket last month when he invested in the video game retailer back in 2019. The Scion Asset Management chief underscored the rising threat of inflation in a flurry of follow-up tweets. He quoted at length from Dying of Money, Lessons of the Great German and American Inflations, a book by Jens O. Parson, to drive his message home. Burry highlighted passages from the book about the recurrence of inflation throughout history, how it's usually preceded by an economic boom and a spike in overnight fortunes, and how it leads to soaring crime, surging living costs, and poverty. The investor compared Germany's path to hyperinflation in the 1920s to America's current trajectory. Germany, the U.S., started by not paying adequately for its war on COVID and the GFC fallout, out of the sacrifices of its people, taxes, but covered its deficits with war loans, treasuries, and issues of new paper Reichsmarks, dollars. "Doomed to repeat," Burry tweeted. "History is not useless," he said in another tweet. This text explores the 1970s American #inflation, which is more relevant today than one might think. Burry also drew parallels between the market mania in Germany before inflation took off and the Reddit-fueled buying of meme stocks this year that led Robinhood to temporarily halt purchases of certain stocks. Before the German hyperinflation in the 1920s, everyone from the elevator operator up was playing the market, and volumes became such that the financial industry could not keep up with the paperwork, and the bourse was obliged to close. Sound familiar? #Robinhood down, he tweeted. Burry's latest comments echo his warnings of a massive market bubble, and his description of the GameStop frenzy as unnatural, insane, and dangerous. Is Michael Burry predicting collapse in 2022? In mid-February 2021, Michael put his market predictions in blunt terms. He said, "The market is dancing on a nice edge because investors are taking on unsupported risk. They're making speculative trades with borrowed money, as evidenced by increases in the S&P 500 index that match margin debt levels. It's simply not sustainable, and a crash is all but inevitable." Burry suggested that part of the issue is a general transfer of assets from actively managed funds to passive index funds. He called this passive investing IQ drain. The danger is amplified by new trends in day trading. Inexperienced investors are jumping into the market and making trades based on advice from social media groups and so-called meme stocks. The most compelling example of this was GameStop, which went from less than $20 per share to $483, then down to about $50 per share in less than 30 days. It is worth noting that Burry generated a $270 million profit from the GameStop roller coaster. These same inexperienced traders are showing particular interest in call options, which can be profitable when carefully leveraged by sophisticated traders. Unfortunately, the new day traders attempting these strategies are deliberatively taking high-risk positions with what appears to be a lack of concern for potential consequences. Hashtags like #blowofftop and #caution to the wind are common in the social media trading groups. The unsupported increase in stock prices means a correction is coming, sooner or later, and Burry suggests that it is likely within the next 12 months. It may start with significantly overvalued stocks, like Elon Musk's Tesla, which Burry has short sold. How money printing is creating inflation. In addition to the concerns around overvalued stock bought on credit, Michael Burry has gone public with his predictions on inflation, and he isn't alone in his alarm. An injection of cash into the economy through proposed economic stimulus measures, combined with pent-up demand for goods and services that have been unavailable during the COVID crisis, could create the right conditions for sudden, rapid inflation. Burry points to post-World War I Germany, which saw hyperinflation in 1923. Burry says that there was an 8-year buildup before the 1923 collapse, and he sees parallels in events from 2010 to 2021. Essentially, he suggests that the United States is following in Germany's footsteps with its modern monetary theory, MMT-based policies. Trillions in economic stimulus funds and reopening of shuttered businesses will cause increases in the cost of labor and the cost of goods sold, which can only end in a painful, unsustainable level of inflation. Michael Burry's stock market prediction. Based on his analysis, Michael Burry is predicting collapse in 2022, but this time he doesn't intend to take the heat when no one listens. Burry has shared his theories far and wide, and he has consistently added this remark: "People say I didn't warn last time. I did, but no one listened. So I warn this time, and still no one listens. But I will have proof I warned." In fact, he went one step further by changing his social media handle to Cassandra, a prophetess who appears in Greek mythology. Cassandra's curse was a lifetime of seeing the future and begging others to listen, but never being believed. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Also, we would like to mention that this is not a channel intended specifically to provide financial advice, and we do not ask you to invest in any company. This is merely a channel directed towards bringing educational content to your doorstep. With that in mind, before you invest in anything, we recommend you do thorough, wide-spectrum research on the topic. And make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time on Michael Burry Secrets. Bye.